You guys good?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Coach, I guess just first off, before we get to the football aspect of things, just so what were you expecting when you came to Panama City Beach and just after Michael, and were you here, I guess, in the immediate aftermath, and how's it sized up
No,
now?
it's the first time being here since then, and as you come in, I mean, you've seen it before on TV, but it doesn't do any justice like seeing it in person. And there have been some recovery and cleanup effort, but you see the destruction that is done here, and it's going to take a while, but we're all Floridians, and we have each other's back, and we're going to make sure that we get Panama City back to where it belongs.
And when you live here, it's a difficult thing to see, especially if you've got family coming through. How do you think J-Rob over the last few months has handled all this?
Well, I couldn't be any prouder of J-Rob. The things he went through during the season, and then here during the off season to be able to cope with that and take care of his business in the classroom, take care of his business on the football field. Not many people can do that. But I know he's destined for greatness, and for him to be able to overcome that, hopefully our team can learn some things from J-Rob and dealing with adversity. You can't get into not many more adverse situations than that, and for him to be able to overcome those things and still, again, perform at a high level in the classroom and on the field speaks highly of his character.
And Coach, a lot of teams, including J-Rob's alum, are raising money to replace all that football equipment they lost in the storm. What would be your message to people? They're asking for donations. I mean, just how important it is for these kids to get back in a football field, to get that normalcy back.
Well, it's really important. They for a lot of kids, that's like their safe haven. I know it was for me when I was younger, and with all of this that's going on, that can bring a lot of happiness back to them, and like you say, some normalcy into their life, and get things back rolling the way as normal as possible. And whatever you can give, I know it'd be very appreciative, and it'd be very helpful, and it's much needed.
How much more comfortable are you the second time around on these booster events? And I know you've done it before where you've previously been, but just to be around the same fan base, it seems, at least in Jacksonville, you seem to be a lot more relaxed and at ease than maybe sometimes.
Did I look nervous last year?
Honestly, look nervous, but it was like the honeymoon. You gotta be on your P's and Q's the first time you meet the in-laws, kind of thing. Now it's like, hey man, like we all know each other now.
That's great. I mean, you know what to expect now when you go around. I think from that standpoint, you get comfortable. But it's always great to get around your fan base and see the excitement they have and the passion they have for your school and your program. And we have it everywhere we've gone. And I remember here last year in Panama, it was awesome. It was as we got started, Jacksonville and Panama, same time this year, and just the passion everyone has for our university is awesome. It's great to be around and feel that energy and get you ready to go, get back to work. I know this, our coaches don't like when I come back from these things, but it's fun.
So what's the message you want to get across to everybody on the spring tour?
Just let them know our football team is doing better, and our football team is going to make them all proud. I tell them to get out and support, and we know this is a very important year to reestablish Florida State football, and our football players, our coaches, we all intend to do exactly that and make everybody's proud. So come out, come down to Doak, and get ready to rumble.
And how important is the panhandle for y'all's fan base? Obviously, got a lot of fans here. How neat is it getting to hang out with some of them tonight?
It's great. It's great to be able to come and share exactly where we're at with our football program now. And again, when hopefully some of them came over to the spring game and got a chance to get a glimpse of some of the things we can do. And but it's really important that we have their support and get them to Doak and make that place rowdy and tough for our opponents to come in.
Why was it important, or whose idea was it to start bringing the guys along? Like DJ was in Jacksonville, and then Janarius, and then obviously Keyshawn with you. I mean, how did that start? What was the genesis of that idea?
Well, I just think our guys. I mean, I think a lot of our fan base would love to hear from our players. They don't ever get a chance to speak or be around, and I think it's good for our players to get out and meet new people and meet some of the people that support them, that come and cheer them on, and for me, it just want to be a little different. I want to always hear from the coach, hear from our guys. We have some great young men, and I want them to be heard. I want our fans to see the type of individual we have on our football team. Sometimes you can perceive them to be a certain way, but to get around them and hear them and hear their stories, I know a lot of our fans will melt to hear some of their stories.
Keyshawn's one of those guys that was, under recruited, I guess people say, in the sort of industry. How excited are you to see him grow? Because I guess that would kind of be a mark of the way you evaluate kids, that you would be able to find a good talent like that, maybe where other people didn't see.
Well, I think that's why it's so important as a program that you do your own job of recruiting and evaluating your talent. And we did that with Keyshawn, and we knew he was the type of individual we wanted in our football program. And you watch the film, and the film doesn't lie at all. He was a heck of a football player, and he made plays against some of the best players in the state. And to get him there as a freshman, to see the way he worked and his attitude, we knew we had something special then. And just seeing him continue to grow this offseason is great. And it's just really helping with our coaching, with those guys coming in and making plays and having fun.
What do you think Ron's sort of evaluation or thoughts on Coach Dugan's things about Keyshawn?
He loves him. He knows he's a football player. He knows he's going to get his A game. And again, I think as a coach, it's great to know that you don't have to worry about a player on the field. He's going to be where he's supposed to be, and not only be there, he's going to make plays when the ball comes to him. So it's exciting to have a guy like that. And I know Coach Dugan loved not only the way that Keyshawn plays, but his mannerism, the way he is with his teammates. The young man really loves Florida State University, and it shows the way he practiced, the way he goes out and work on his own. Sometimes when I'm leaving to go home, I see him walking off the practice field with his cleats, by himself. He's out there putting in work, and when you have someone that put in that kind of work, great things going to happen for him.
You mentioned when you got here that you saw mutants walking around the facility. I think Janarius might qualify as one of those kind of guys. Do you think he's ready to embrace the expectations now that guys like Brian are gone from the program?
I do, and it's funny you say that, because he was sitting in my office the other day. We were talking, and I was staring at him, and I looked at his hands, and I'm like, wow. Man, to put those claws on someone, it can be ugly out there. But no, J-Rob, he's ready. He knows it's his time. He comes, he compete every single day, ready to go. He comes in and watch film with his coaches. He want to learn, he want to get better. But more importantly, he wants to help this football program get back to where it belongs. And I'm excited about this season. I think he's going to have a big year.
I know everybody wants to play every snap of every year, but how important was it for him to learn from a guy like Brian?
Well, I think that's really key for a lot of people is patience. Nowadays, a lot of folks don't have patience, and I think it's really key that you have it. But while having patience, you got to see progress. And I think when you watch J-Rob, you see the progress, and those things pay off for him. Because he not only was he patient, he got some experience while being patient, and he knows what to expect. But he knows what he wants too, and so he's been working towards it. And usually, if you stay the course and keep your eyes on the prize, you'll get there.
What improvements have you seen with the offensive line, the early enrollees y'all brought in? How are they doing in the spring game?
Well, I was really impressed with all of our early enrollees. I think each and every last one of those guys that came in early is going to help our football team this fall. To watch them come in and perform and compete the way they did and make the plays that they did in spring ball was really impressive. Our O-line, you go to the spring game, not a lot of mistakes, not a lot of sacks. I think we all like that, and the thing I was excited about in the spring game is we had a mixture of guys that hadn't played beside each other throughout that game, and we were still able to execute. And that's something each year we do. That's something we look to see how efficient we can be playing like that. And one of our emphasis this spring was to make sure we preparing to have some competitive depth on our football team, which is something that hurt us a little bit last year, especially up front. And this spring, we were able to do that a little bit and have a couple guys coming in the fall that will also help us. So we're looking forward to that.
Andrew Baselli, that's just a crazy little thing with him, obviously being on scholarship, walking away from the game, coming back. It seemed like he worked his way into being behind Bavion. I mean, how did he sort of stack up into your guys' expectations and what Randy wants to do?
He's been great. He's been awesome to have back. It's great to see how his teammates has embraced him coming back, and he's kind of fit in like he's never left. And to see him go out and compete this spring the way that he did was said a lot about him and what he wanted. You know, when he said he wanted to come back and wanted to walk on, that said a lot to me. You know, that he missed his teammates, he missed playing football. And to see him this spring and smiling every single day, and you could see it in his eyes that he was going to take advantage of every opportunity that he got out there and make sure that he showed his appreciation of the game.
Is that a good story, or is he a good ball player still?
No, he's a good ball player. He's a good ball player, and again, he's still competing. You know, I thought he had a heck of a spring. I was really impressed with the way that he played this spring.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.